Yo, what's up, Dolphin fans of South Florida Goons? It's your folk, Dave Wade, return with another episode of the Big Fish Network. And I rewatched both the Raiders game and the Jets game. The Raiders game, we won 20-13, and it was a good win for us. We almost lost, and I can't lie, I was definitely on the edge of my seat. Typically, after 3 games, after the bye week, you can pretty much tell a lot about your football team. You know, were they out there grinding and strategizing for the rest of the season, or were they out partying and bullshitting, on the strip? There were points in this game where I'm not gonna lie, it looked like we was at Tootsie's or at the strip the whole bye week. But I would also say most of the game, we matched their intensity. We showed the league that we could win in another way. We won going to Wild, we won going to Hill, we won with the running game. This game, we showed the league we could win with our defense, and that's exactly what we did. Of course, we still got Tua haters out there that want to harp on the bad plays that he made this game. But listen, we could say Mahomes, made some bad plays this year also. CJ Stroud threw some picks, even though he's playing great. Marino had multi-pick games, so it happens, but we always see Tua bounce back. Raheem ran hard, and he was running motherfuckers over this whole game. So, I'm not worried about bad plays, almost interceptions here and there. Yeah, it concerns me a little bit, which I'm gonna talk about when I go over the game stats, but I'm not overly concerned about it. As long as you bouncing back after you make a bad play, like a fumble or interception, as long as that's not hurting us for the whole game, then I can live with mistakes, and that's gonna happen. As for the Vegas Raiders, I'm not gonna lie. Coach AP, he had his team ready for war this game. They played us physical. You could tell they played with desperation, and I'm sure Coach Pierce illustrated the AFC West divisional opportunities that they had for him, and he probably showed them the standings in the conference also, like, hey, we still in the hunt. Fuck all that bullshit that Josh McDaniels, had. He's no longer here, and, it's a new mentality. And I'll admit that as a Dolphin fan, like I said, watching this game, I was not only impressed by the physicality that I saw and the fight that I saw from the Raiders, but I was like I said, I was also like almost about to pull my hair this game because we turned the ball over at times, and we not only put them in great field position, but we also put them in scoring positions as well. And, so that's the only thing that kind of worried me and worried a lot of fans. Now, you got to give Vic and the entire defensive unit credit for tightening up over the last 3 weeks and being a difference maker in this game. Had it not been for that Ramsey interception, had it not been for Ramsey, Wilkins, Hollins, and Phillips, and Chubb being a militia out there and putting pressure on quarterback Aiden McConnell, we could have lost this game. Even with McConnell throwing interceptions, we could have lost this game. Even with the effective offensive production that we got from Tua, like I said, he made enough mistakes that would have put the onus squarely on his shoulders had we lost to these motherfuckers. And I watched Aiden O'Connell's Purdue tape in college. I'm not gonna say he's a starter. I said that about Will Levis because he just has. I think he has top of the line arm talent, arm ability. I can't really say that about Aiden O'Connell, but what I can say is that he's decisive with his reads. He can drop footballs over coverage. We saw that this game, and and I'm going to mention that in the breakdown. We also saw Coach Pierce come up with a zone strategy to try to stop a lot of our in-breaking routes and our in-cutting routes. It's almost like he had them sitting on it, like sitting on some of those routes, and they was lurking for picks, and they almost had 2 from Tua. But without further ado, let me break this down. Here's some of the first quarter notes that I took on defense. At 12 minutes and 20 seconds, I noticed that we put pressure on quarterback Aiden O'Connell with Phillips and Chubb in back-to-back plays. Jalen Ramsey made a good assist tackle on Devontae Adams with Chubb to stop him way short of his first down. Next play, Aiden completed a pass to tight end Michael Mayer, but it looked like he fumbled it, and Holland scored off with a scoop. However, the refs called it back after the review. They said that he didn't have possession. Mayer, they say he didn't have possession. I think he kind of did, but they said he didn't. He wasn't able to follow through on his third step. It got to be catch 1, 2, and then they call that possession. We still forced the Raiders to punt, and our offense took the field looking to take advantage. On offense, I took some notes on 12 minutes and 6 seconds. Our offense started the game with Devon A-Chain as the lead back, but he got hurt after the first series. Coach said that he re-aggravated his knee and they kept him out for the rest of the game, even though he was itching to play and he wanted to play. So Ahmed ended up taking his snaps the rest of the way. 11 minutes and 5 seconds, 3rd and 3. Tua is in a single back shotgun 4-wide look. He gets pressure from a 4-man Raiders front and has to scramble up the middle, gets a few yards past the first down, then he fumbles the ball forward. That's one of the turnovers. The ball gets scooped up by Marcus Hicks, and that placed the Vegas Raiders at our 30-yard line, close to the red zone. Defense, 9 minutes and 8 seconds. We got help from Raiders tight end Michael Mayer, who got an offensive pass interference penalty that set them back after a completion that got them closer. Then Xavier Howard showed off his hitting ability by dropping the hammer down and putting the hat on Devontae Adams to shut down the wide receiver screen. X played real physical this game. He used excellent technique, had his pass low, squared up, popped him with authority, and that made it 3rd and 13. 7 minutes and 25 seconds. I took notes on the 3rd and 14 O'Connell pass to Hunter Renfrow, who got speared by 3 of our players. Cater made a hit. Holland was there for the fade too, and that forced a field goal to give them a lead 3-0. But it could have been worse. Could have been 7-0. But our defense showed some knockback, and like I said, they set the tone for the whole game. Offense was 6 minutes and 41 seconds in the first. Is back on the field with an opportunity to answer back. I noticed that the Raiders, like I said, they were sitting on our in-breaking routes. So even though we made a completion to Tyreek, they stopped the attempt to waddle inside, and that could have created a turnover. And you could tell that Pierce had them keying up on some of our patterns off of play action, forcing our line, because we usually are good with that, forcing the linebackers to bite, and then Tua will usually find space, getting the ball over their heads in a nice pocket or in a nice zone. We caught them slipping close to the 2-minute mark with just that. Uno connected with a pass to Cheetah in stride on a yak post pattern inside for 6. That gave us the lead 7-3. But I ain't gonna lie, the Raiders did fight back. Aiden O'Connell gave them first aid with a play-action deep crossing route, bombed Devontae Adams with 8 seconds left in the first. And you got to give him credit. It was a perfect pass right over the shoulder of Cater and Deshaun Elliott. Elliott fell down on that play. It looked like Adams stiff-armed him, and that's why he was able to get that catch. It almost looked like he kind of pushed off. Like the Raiders could have called the offensive pass interference. I don't know why they didn't, but that gave them a lead to make the score 7-10. Offense on the next drive, like I said, he had a run where he went to the left, dropped the shoulder, and trucked the defender damn near out of bounds. That was a mean run. That was one of them NFL Network angry siphon runs, or whatever you call it. He should definitely get one. He should have definitely got one on that one. Second quarter, our offense has the ball at our 35-yard line, trying to get across the 50, and we did get across by running different variations of the pistol formation. I like how McDaniel switched it up, going to the pistol. He'll go to the pistol every now and then just to mix it up from the split back formations. And now I'm seeing that he got different variations of the pistol and different variations of the split back shotgun and split back pistol formations. Tua fired a few lasers in traffic. We got good ground production from Ahmed. He got us to the 2-yard line, and on 4th and 1, we attempted a wide receiver screen to Tyreek, but it goes nowhere, and it was a turnover on downs. I'm not gonna lie, on social media, I was kind of pissed off because I was mad at Mike because I'm like, man, we're at the 1, like, and yes, the wide receiver screen, the angle route is good in the red zone. The fade to the tight end is good, but I just felt like here, run the ball to Mostert. Like, he's running angry. You see he's able to drop that shoulder. Let him go ahead and get in there or put in, Jeff Wilson right there at the 1. But the Raiders played good defense and they stopped us on this play. Defense with 8 minutes and 27 seconds in the second. We get them back by shutting down their wide receiver screen again. This time it was Cater dropping the hammer down. And then I took notes on Chubb and Phillips getting pressure, causing disruption to force a 3 and out. That brought our offense back. Tua showed precision, and we controlled the clock all the way to the 2-minute mark, 2-minute and 30-second mark, I should say. And Tua adjusted to a blitz attempt by the Raiders up the middle. Looked like it was a cover 0 blitz because they brought both the safety and the linebacker at us, but Coach Mike had a logical answer to beat it. Tua adjusted and dumped it off to Salvin Ahmed, who got in the end zone to make the score 14-10. Defense comes back, and I was hoping that we would go into the half 14-10 and just keep it there, but we allowed them to kick a field goal to close the gap to make it 14-13. Third quarter notes. Raiders start with the football, but we force a 3 and out from stout and stingy defensive plays. And then our offense gets the ball, and Tua tries to throw a bomb to Waddle, but he throws a bad pass and it got picked off. That was the second turnover by Tua. Defense gets on the field for the Raiders, but we force a 3 and out. Offense comes back, we move the ball in the field goal range. Could have extended the lead, but Jason Sanders missed the 50-yarder to the left with 8 minutes and 27 seconds still left in the third. And I was hot because Jason, I think he'll make a 50-yarder. I ain't seen him make a 56 or a Justin Tucker type field goal yet, but he'll make like a 45-yarder or like a 40-yarder, but then he'll miss a 50-yarder. And he missed this one here. And he's just been inconsistent beyond the 45. He's 0-3, I think, this year from beyond the 45. And I think he's 1-3 now after making one. He made one. You gotta make more of those though, Jason. Defense forces another 3 and out, and then at 5 minutes and 35 seconds, Tua almost throws a pick, but linebacker Spillane for the Raiders, he dropped it. I don't know what Tua saw on that route, but it was 3 defenders in the area. Must have just been bad communication. Almost like he expected receivers' depth to be a little bit different than where it was. And, but we avoided a potential pick 6. Couldn't make up for it with a touchdown, but Sanders made the score 17-13. So he made up for that missed kick. Defense forces another 3 and out. Offense kicks another field goal to make the score 20-13, and that pretty much ended up being the final score. Fourth quarter, we really didn't put ourselves in position to score, but we did have good defensive stops, and our defense pretty much held us down. Like I said, not just from the late interception by Ramsey, but also the interception by Jalen Phillips. The pressure by Christian Wilkins and Chubb was also key. And we pretty much just won a low-scoring game. It's going to get gritty sometimes. I think the greatest show on turf with the Rams, I think they had a couple games like that where it wasn't 30-point blowout or a 50-point blowout. As far as the stats, I think the numbers on defense are telling the truth as far as indicating that we've gotten better after the bye. But the numbers align on offense because visually we looked like we was kind of off. Yes, Tua did make plays. Yes, Tyreek made plays, but it looked like we were kind of off. And we looked like we were getting a little predictable in certain series as well. I felt at times maybe Mike abandoned the run a little bit too quickly, too prematurely. And that's been a trend over the last 3 weeks also. Mike, you got to stick with the run, bro. Stick with the run. You know what I mean? Stick with the run. Especially don't get bored with the run. That's all I'm saying. You're running the ball. We're effective with the run. Don't get bored with it. Who cares? We're trying to get Tyreek to 2,000. We're trying to get him to 2K. That's probably what it is. But we got to stick with the run, man. If he get to 2, I want to see him get to 2K. I ain't gonna lie. So, but next year, man, you got to stick with the run, man. Stick with the run. We're gonna get Tyreek to 2K because there's 2 reasons why I think we should try to get Tyreek to 2K. Because if y'all notice, before we got Tyreek, what was all of the fuss about? Tyreek's numbers are gonna dip with Tua because Tua don't have an arm strength of Mahomes. Mahomes is, Tyreek is gonna miss Mahomes more than Mahomes is gonna miss Tyreek. The Super Bowl proved that the Chiefs can still keep it moving without Tyreek. But 2 things can be true. Tyreek's numbers have been better with Tua than they have been with Tyreek. Than with Patrick Mahomes. I'm sorry. With Pat, I think he had back-to-back 1,200 yard seasons. Last year with Tua, he surpassed that. 1,700 yards, 1,700 plus yards. He's definitely going to get over 1,700 yards this season. So at the end of the season, they're going to say that Tyreek has been better with Tua than he has been with Mahomes. But back to what I was saying about the stats. We only converted 3 out of 11 third downs this game, which is bad. That's not good. We averaged 6.2 yards per play. We got to get back to averaging more than that. And we got to raise that to maybe like 9 to 10 yards per play. Tua only missed 11 passes, going 28 for 39. 325 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Like I said, it could have been 2 picks, but he got lucky. When you include the fumble, the 3 turnover-worthy plays, like I said, Tua want to make these haters continue to eat their words. You can't get them. You cannot get them new material. But, those are the breaks. Shit like that happens. On the grass, Raheem carried the ball 22 times for 86 yards. I'll take that every time, even though we always want him to get 100. And even though he didn't score, he showed some lead back ability the whole game, and he manufactured. Tyreek was targeted 11 times and caught all but 1 targeted pass. He finished with 10 catches for 146 yards and a touchdown. Waddle was targeted 8 times, and he caught 4 balls for 55 yards. Chosen made a couple of plays. Also, he made a couple of catches. But I still want to see Tua take some deep shots to the field to Chosen. I don't know why we haven't done that yet. River Craycraft needs to be more integrated, and I'm hoping to see Claypool make some splash plays. The big boys up front did a good job considering the injuries. Tua only got sacked once this game. The mistakes that he made, I think, was all his fault, not the O-line. I know y'all want to blame the O-line. But they did their job. On defense, Ramsey was the alpha, not just because of the last interception, but his overall coverage of Devontae Adams. Jalen is a bigger corner, and he's a lengthier corner, so he can cover all the tall wide receivers and the more skillful wideouts. He wasn't responsible for that Adams touchdown, so that wasn't his fault. But with the other routes, he was right there on every single play. Devontae did gain 82 yards off of 7 recs, but Aiden targeted him 13 times. Our defense got 3 picks on Aiden, and we out-hit the Raiders when it came to the stats that caused potential turnovers, which we got, like more sacks, we had more TFLs, more PDs, and more quarterback hits. For this week, my big fish ballers are quarterback Tua Tagovailoa, Raheem Mostert, Alec Ingold. Alec Ingold's been balling all season. Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, Jalen Phillips, Andrew Van Ginkel played good this game. David Long Jr., Baker, Chubb, Wilkins. and Holland. And I put Cater in there too. And Xavier Howard. Not for coverage, but for his tackling prowess this game. Next Friday is the Black Friday game against the Jets. I can't lie, I wish we had like a black jersey or some kind of uniform that had black in it. That way we could wear it, but we don't. It is what it is. The Jets suck as always. And y'all know to me the Jets stand for just in the season. And with the way Zach Wilson has been looking so far, they should have been ended the season. The way Aaron Rodgers went down, and they should have ended the season. Dalvin Cook, he wants to end his season because he's seeing us balling with a winning record, about to take over the division if the Bills fold up. And I think he realizes that he probably should have signed with us. I believe that the MetLife takeover crew down there, up there, is going to be loud and obnoxious. They're going to represent for the home team up there. And when I look at the remaining schedule, I can see us at 10-3 with a chance to play for a first round playoff bye. But we're going to have to see what's popping. Anyway, I'm done with this episode and I'm recapping the Jets next. Till next time, signing off.